Hey guys, today's problem is remove duplicates from sorted array. So in the problem, an integer array is given which is sorted in non-decreasing order. So here non-decreasing means it's not necessary that it is increasing, but for some part it can be steady, and then for some part it can be increasing, but it is definitely not decreasing. And We need to remove the duplicate elements from the array and in place, which means we cannot create a new array. We need to use the same array which they gave us, and we need to change the place of the elements to remove the duplicate elements. And another thing is to remove the duplicate elements. What we need to return is the size of the an array. So if we see in the example, suppose this is the input, then as we can see that ones are duplicate, so we can keep one of these ones at its place, but we need to remove the other one. And we can place it at the end, or we can place it anywhere, but at least the second place should be the 2. Okay, and the last element can be anything, because we are just working with the current given array. We cannot reduce its size, but if we return the number 2, which means that it will just go through first two elements, and it will ignore the rest of the elements in the array. And another thing is, as given in the problem, it is sorted array. So when we return elements, return array, the elements of this array should be sorted. So this is the main problem, and the solution in my mind is kind of two-pointer solution. But before we go to the solution part, let's check which are the companies asking this question. So in the last 6 months, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon are the three main companies which are asking this question. Okay, so let's get started with the solution part. So first of all, let's create an element to store the length of array, and if the length is less than 2, which means we can just simply return n, because in that case we don't need to do anything, even if it's the same elements, even if it's the duplicate element, but still it's fine. Then we can create an element g, and we will initialize at the first position. So the idea is I will check each an element with its previous element, and if the elements are same, then it's sure that the elements are duplicate, because in the sorted array, if we have duplicate elements, they will be at the adjacent places, right? So the idea is, if let's take this example. So my pointer will be starting with the first position, and I'll check this element with its previous element, and if both elements are same, then we know that these two elements are duplicate elements, and we need to remove the duplicate element, which means I will keep the first element, but here I'll put the next element, or whatever is coming after this. If even this is 0, then I need to put 1 at position 1 with 0 based array, right? So for that, let's write the for loop for integer I is equal to 1 and I is less than n I plus plus. So if nums of I is not equal to nums of I minus 1. So here I am checking whether the current element is not equal to its previous element, then number of j is equal to n. So here this is kind of our pointer, and initially it will be somewhere here, and even I will be here, and once we check that if I is equal to the previous element, we won't do anything inside this if statement and we'll just increment I. So then I will go here, again we check that I is same as its previous element, we will just increment I and I will go here. Now here this if condition comes true, and we can place this element at the jth position. So we'll place 1 here and we'll simply increment j. Now again we will increment I, and again we saw that I is same as its previous element, so we'll do nothing and we'll increment I, and here we saw that ith element is not equal to its previous element 1. So again we will put 2 here and increment j, and that's how it goes on. And at the end the element where j is present will define the size of array, which means the previous elements will be the sorted array which we want to return. Okay, so in that case we'll just return j. Okay, let's try running it. Okay, it ran successfully. Let's try other example too. Okay, everything ran fine. Let's try submitting it. Okay.